I say get about the shoe, they gonna see me over here talking to y'all. Hey y'all. Live. Alright, Doug, watch out, child, please. I want to say, please, please, please. Shout out to, to everyone, who's just logging in and, what I'm saying, tuning in online stuff, man. Shout out to all my subscribers and, the newbies and also, my Iranian subscribers, man. I got mothers who shout Iran, man. I told you, we down with you, man. It's just, y'all see our situation. You see our situation. We still somewhat prisoners of war and shit. We're trying to get the land back so we can have a whole kumbaya together and shit, man. You know what the hell, y'all know what the hell we gonna do. World powers and shit. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody. And the reason why I use FBA is because that's it's a known name now as far as to relate to American niggas and shit, Because we're not gonna be up on the sitting down and like coming to the podium. We got the American niggas. What up, y'all? We them niggas coming in with Ace Hood songs and shit, But nah, man, we're touching in on these false gods, y'all. You see what's popping off. We're showing what's happening, man. Now you gotta have an eye to see what's going on. Now you're gonna hear the rumors of the wars and shit. It's popping, man. The UV rays is popping through the sun right now. It was just cloudy. Mosai said, man, you know what? I'm gonna pop the UV rays out for you, my knocker. They're gonna try to mess up the little, the stream. That's what they do. They can sit behind, they got button pushers and shit. Ain't that crazy that we got people who try to stop the truth? And it's like, man, dog, why? Everybody's striving to exist in a certain manner, man. What you don't want, it must be some behind the agenda things, like meals and foods. You know what I'm saying? What it do? What's happening? We're building on the false gods and the Luyamongs. I'm going to chop in with all of that. The Luyamong, the Jabril, the war in Iran. Jabril is Mohammedan. You got Luyamong, that's dealing with the false Christ. That's dealing with the Romans and shit. Hola! What's happening? Hey! Shout out to my Mexicans, man. They put in some work down in Mexico. Ooh. Them niggas put in some work, boy. Now I know. Hey, y'all down, my Mexicans. Y'all see what's up. So when we chopping it up about the Luyamong, the false Christ, the Romans, you know what I'm saying? How they all just had this whole thing about us. Remember, we're like organic. So we're talking about the Matrix. Some of our, our lighter brothers was kind of plugged into the Matrix and shit. So they was able to, be, manipulated a little bit, Like anybody's not unplugged from the Matrix, they can kind of be, used by an agent and shit. So our brothers is waking up that's in the Matrix, they becoming unplugged. They're like, oh, they go to most. We got the butterfly just came through. I don't know if you see the butterfly right there, came all the way up. You know what I'm saying? And so now they starting to see like, oh, the niggas was telling us all along, because nobody didn't know what was going on. Like, nigga, we ain't on the mainland trapped up on this shit. They sending motherfuckers from other parts of the seas and shit. We warring with these motherfuckers. We don't know what's going on. We got our native tribes and shit trying to keep their land. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking about all this shit. But now we see what's going on with the war. We see with the so-called satanic Jews or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Peace to the God out here. Oh shit. That's what's up. We up out here. So so you got with the Luyamong, that's dealing with the Roman Catholics and shit like that. We got to split it all on the table and shit and pardon the stream because they might be messed up. That's dealing with the satanic Jews, with the Most High said in the Bible, with the Satan, the synagogue God type niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like to call them niggas, because niggas is one who got that kundalini, that serpent energy, and we're cultivating it. You know what I'm saying? That's anyone who's in the world who's able to cultivate that. They become a nigga then. We can call people niggas that don't look like us and shit. We're like, nigga, because they cool, they been around us. Yeah, it's like that. Once we cultivate it, we're going to raise the plateau. We're like raising the heavenly plateau of earth while in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? So this is what's causing the destruction and all that shit right now. So false gods, they turning on each other. Yeah, we're getting a report from from the heavens, man. It's like, this is what's happening. We already rounded up all that little shit. I'm gonna get a little bit deeper into that. But what we seeing right now with the rumors of the wars, like the Bible say, this is the rumors and all of that shit. The end is not yet, but it's about to go down. So get ready. We got Mama waking up, the dragon waking up, all that shit. We got the throat chakra trying to tap. We got the UV rays coming in and trying to give us some good downloads, man, so we can see it on the spiritual level. You know, we got the Most High revealing who the Mississippians is, and the mound builders, and the Ohio Valley, the mound builders all of America. We got the mounds in Hawaii. We got mounds. We got everything's being revealed now. You know what I'm saying? So we're doing it through the revelation of the Most High's people, just to show, like, nigga, my niggas is bad. Watch this. You know what I'm saying? It says they wasn't waiting on the tablets before Murky or something like that. I seen. You know, on something I ain't know what you said. I'm trying to get it in. But you know, the thing is though, they already know they got the help. You know, they already got the help as far as like what they're supposed to do. When you're dealing with Luyamon, he's dealing with a lot of, you know, sacrifices and shit, child sacrifices. He already done took out, you know, Baal and them, they worked together for a second, but they turned on one another. This is what we're seeing now with Jabril and Luyamon. These are the last two. And Jabril is the nigga who the one raised up Luyamon's army and shit, and got him to be so dominant in the world with his false Christness. You know? So we see all this taking place in the flesh through books that we see that mortals have written over the years, talking about how to master the original people of the earth and shit. Teach them how to read. Certain people in Africa, teaching them how to read, but don't teach them how to reason. This is how you have a lot of arguments going around with niggas from America and Africans. They know the Africans are articulate, they can read, but they may not reason enough. They may have to have conversation with the niggas so they can, like, nigga, you feel me, nigga? Type shit. You may not get it reading it down, motherfucker. You know? Because the language, you know, like 4-5 different languages and shit. That's where it's really fucked up at, and don't know that all them languages come from Luyamon. Luyamon is the nigga who come up with the Roman Catholic, who inspired Constantine to make up the whole shit, G. You know what I'm saying? Who stole the story of Zarathustra, which is the Zauser religion. They call it the Zauser religion or whatnot, doctrine. But who stole that story and doctrine, and also from you know, the false Christ who adopted that also until the false Osiris adopted that also in his land in the false Egypt, or the new Egypt, or Egypt, because our name were in Egypt. Our name was Tamaray in Egypt. It was Tamaray, which we'll later call Tamari or Tamari, but it was Tamaray. We know you got a lot of homies named Tamar. We have female friends named Tamaria or Tamara. You know what I'm saying? Shout out. You got a lot of this shit popping, man, and it's just been in our bloodline, our cells. Our cells is very old. But anyhow, though, this was going down. So shout out to the Iranians. I'm like, yo, yeah, they already know. When I say FBAs, we just basically talking about niggas. I don't just run with a clique. I'm just like, yo, these are just niggas, but we know we the actual American. You know, we don't like to put the black in front of it, but a lot of the world is starting to wake up, so we got to kind of say something about this a little bit, you know? But in real life, nigga, we the Americans, nigga. There's really ain't nothing else. The Tamarians, the Americans, we the niggas, all right? And anybody over in our land was pretty much advanced and able to live in peace without warring against other tribes. We didn't war against other tribes. Everybody had land and shit. We like, nigga, what's up? Come through, nigga. We're having a big ass powwow. As if Enoch went to heaven, how can you write what he saw? Yeah, they did all kind of stuff. They got false prophets too. You know, like they already see how the Most High ran the scripts, and so the false gods who are dominant, they'll send out sewers or you know, ones who can see, multiply the thoughts and see what the thoughts can produce of a mortal, and who they can line up with certain lineages and make their own false prophets too. And the Most High allowed them to do that so they can be able to see, to show and prove the power of the Most High creator. Like, yo, nigga, I'm gonna let you do this, but my people's is still the best. They still dominant. The only land on earth that the Most High had was our land, which is America, and all the Pacific Islands and shit, all the way up to the Triangle, in the King Solomon and the Solomon Islands and shit like that. All them motherfuckers look like niggas from Mississippi and shit, man, and Memphis and Florida and shit. All of them, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Even the Fiji motherfuckers got the afros and shit. But then that's dealing with another thing. You know what I'm saying? But what we're seeing right now, we're seeing Jabril and Muhammad people, Jabril's Muhammad, them niggas and shit, they're people going against, you know, false Christ lawyer mom. Like, nigga, get the fuck away from us. It's the false Israels. They're like, yo, America back up. Them niggas is gonna destroy that place over there. It's like, nigga, you're not gonna be over here, you know? Because Muhammad spread it, I mean, not Muhammad, but Jabril, which is false alias Thoth, which we call Thoth and all that, them nigga, that nigga was smart, you know what I mean? But, you know, at the same time, we're not talking about Tahuti Mos and none of that shit. You know what I mean? None of that. We're talking about this nigga that was a very smart motherfucker that was riding up under Luyamon. And we're not talking about the one who ran up under false God Osiris. That's another story. I gotta really break it down. But we're seeing they ain't got nowhere to go. They ain't got nowhere to go on the earth at all. So what we got, our angels, which is the Most High, which is true God, who got his kingdom of paradise over Gautama and all the islands and shit. That's his kingdom, true kingdom. So Most High advised him to send out, which is Hawa, the voice of the creator. The Most High can make all this shit. He certainly can talk, nigga. You know what I mean? But, you know, the highest raised angel, which is, we call God, because we're little gods. What God is then basically supposed to do on every world, man, is basically just clean up the druid, just clean up the spirits that are trying to molest the mortals, and so that the mortals won't have a peaceful, you know, a normal transition and shit. Because we're not in normal transition time right now. You know what I mean? So they use fear of death to kind of do shit like that. We're in a time where Luyamong does child sacrificials. You got different beings, not just fucking white folks and shit. You got beings from another outside the wall, nigga. They live underground, right? So when we say that they live underground, we're thinking of just beings who just grovel with their hands and shit, and they're just digging tunnels and shit. No, these are sophisticated motherfuckers who are, you know, you can call them reptilians, draconians. A couple of them motherfuckers cool with us. You know, we're a travel species type shit. You know what I'm saying? But these species have a problem with niggas coming through, which is the Etherians, like other niggas, there's different type of life forms coming through and taking their harvesters. So they dumb down the mortals and make them believe in false idols and shit, and get them to idolize. That's basically a sin right there. You know what I mean? It's idolizing. So that's what they try to get us to do in America. We really don't idolize people. We always glory to the Most High. Anytime you see who the one they idolize, they always say, nigga, glory to the Most High. You don't hear that in the championship winning no more. They be like, don't give glory to God, nigga. Put Jesus in there. That's loyal among people. Put Jesus up in there, nigga, or something. You don't say what you say, nigga. They don't want you to say that. When they heard Michael Jordan, they asked Michael Jordan, like, nigga, who your boss? Jordan like, God. You know, he said it just like that. God. They're like, damn, this nigga, how can he be so in tune with God and shit? So they wanted to humble him, because they like, nigga, this nigga's just doing shit. You know what I'm saying? He's doing things that is amazing. So they wanted to control him too. Like they do all of us, man. But some of us are so damn talented, we can't even hide the shit. They just like, nigga, yeah, nigga, nah, we got you. Fuck that. We're gonna do this. You know, so what we see going on down is like what we have to do, why we have to be celibate, you know what I mean? Because it protect our children. A lot of shit's happening, man. Getting our babies up out the system is the best thing we can possibly do. You know? When we're arguing with other, you know, nationalities of our African diaspora, that's taking us off the main path, you know, the main train being on its path, and getting to the point of love where we can understand to get our babies up out the system, the orphans and shit. These niggas is smart as fuck, and these is our babies. They know that the Most High, this is who you build with. Ain't got no time to be building with the old ass men online. They know already. They had a few cycles, a few Satyrian cycles. These little niggas, these little babies, they ain't never had no full Satyrian cycle yet. They still within a Satyrian cycle. At least the grown niggas at least had one. A full Satyrian cycle is 29 years. You know what I'm saying? 26 to 29 years. Pardon me. Damn, I almost fucked some shit up. They trying to jingle the phone and shit. You know what I mean? So, you know, what's going on basically, that's what we're seeing and shit. So everybody in America that's like waking up, like even the soldiers is like, nigga, this is not our war, big dog. Even the soldiers is like, man, we don't want this shit. Niggas on the street like, nigga, we don't want this shit. Mugs in Mexico is burning the Jewish embassy down there. Man, them niggas is, they just did something, some cold ass shit. They like, nigga, who next? They like, who else? Cause it's like, who else finna follow suit? Cause that ain't never happened. That means that, yo, time is up. And it's on the land of Amaru in Mexico. And on our shit. You know, that spell is like, them niggas is unplugging down there. And them niggas like, nigga, we want y'all. They know that we're family. And when they use that money as a tool of manipulation, because they can get somebody to do something if they're in a low vibratorial cluster B personality disorder type of mindset, you know, to do something for this money or for this note, you know, and that is wicked. If they can continue to do that, and people are not up on their morality and virtualness, they know they can run the world and shit. But once you get up on your virtualness and your morality, they ain't got shit on you, nigga. That's it. That's why we be like, nigga, honor, loyalty. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what it is. You ain't got that, you ain't got shit, man. You know? That's what we all need. And to get that, because we talking so much, but to get it is through celibacy. That's the way when you talking to the Most High. That's when you facing yourself. You facing all the energies. You knowing who you is. Now you gonna study yourself. You're gonna see the cosmic birth certificate, which is your natal chart. You're gonna start studying your natal chart, seeing that, oh man, my etheric ancestors brung us this shit. We ran around the world and showed everybody this is how it is, man. We give you a zodiac, that's what you do over here, boom, 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 boom. These animals are spirits too, boom, 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 boom. They're in certain schools and levels, and what we're supposed to do is guide them up as the etheric high-ranking angels, and gods guide us up. So it's a levels to this, man. Buoyancies and frequencies and shit. We go up. These motherfuckers just go out. They out of control, man. Like they come in from under the ground and shit. You know what I'm saying? Most High already warned us that's what's gonna go down. You know? But this is what's also strengthening the people of the Most High, the chosen ones, you know? Now we're starting to see who the truth is. And everybody's saying it. Now Iran is on, they got niggas on from Iran that's on the whoop saying like niggas are the real Americans. They like pissed. They're pissed that they can't get to the motherfuckers that's doing the dirt in the name of the nigga. Like you're holding the nigga up, feel like Neo Brown and shit, holding the baby up and shit. Like, you can't get to me, I got the nigga right here. It's like, oh, you motherfucker. That's what's going on, G. You said, best wishes to my friend Peter, he broke his hip. Oh man, Peter, I hope you get well, man. Put your legs up. If you can, because breaking a hip is a hard thing. Don't try to walk as much. I hope you be right and exact. You know what I mean? Get some glutamine in you. Love and the highest all light. You know, but yeah. As far as, you know, this is a lot of things that's going on in the spirit realm now. So just to see, you know, sometimes I get thrown off a little bit. But just to see what we're dealing with though. What we're dealing with. You know, the Most High he's showing like, yo, we don't even need philosophy. You know what I'm saying? Just don't get too involved into certain things and shit where you become 85er, which is like someone who, you know, is easily led in the wrong direction and hard to be led in the right, and that's founded on his own knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. But yeah, that's going back to the celibacy. That's the reason. That's how we can put ourselves in this check mode, where we checking ourselves. You know what I mean? Because now you'll know, just like having, like when you're conscious, you know, you can't hang around with certain niggas unless you just go by, you be like, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? But if you're growing, you outgrowing these type of niggas. You can't be around them type of people no more. You see what happened in men's society? The nigga kept trying to hang around with his old homies talking shit, being like, yo, man, I need y'all to be conscious. You know, the brothers he gets shot up, or shit happens with Cain and shit. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things happen. So with us, it's like, yo, celibacy is gonna sit you down dolo by yourself. Like you're gonna sit and you're gonna acknowledge who you is. Each month is going to raise up. Your month, even your body is situated on astrology and dealing with, you know, your natal chart. You know, once you start studying, you're studying your natal chart yourself, unless you need a little bit of help. You got brothers like myself that'll add on and help with you. You got people who want to charge you certain things, who don't want you to do for self in the spirit game. You know, they kind of want you to rely on, you know, being on that low vibratory frequency of just this heal all shit, where that's like, yo, you got this type of problem with your kidney or something, take this pill and it'll work. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, we do it yourself type shit here. You know what I'm saying? You're responsible for detoxing. You know, you're responsible for doing, you know, the cleansing and fasting. This is what strengthens your mind, body, spirit, and soul. Even if this is Ramadan, I don't even deal with that the religious aspect, but we do Ramadan every day as far as dealing with the fast. We do Sabbath every day as far as dealing with the fast. That's going to be a normal thing in your spirituality. You know what I'm saying? But this is a great month to start Ramadan if you want to discipline yourself as far as like on the eating level. When the sun's out, you're not really eating much. You know, you're drinking some electrolytes or something like that. You know, some people, if you don't do that, eat the fruits or something. You know, because your body do need something. You know, but at the same time, you can get to a point where your body start eating itself, and that's when, you know, paying yourself. You know, so that's the difference with people knowing how to fast. It's on the spiritual aspect. This is why Buddha stopped fasting, because he wanted to try to be a certain way in the world, and he was like, you know what I'm saying, Most High basically touched him and just like, yeah, you ain't got to do it all that way, because he was rich. He thought you could fast to get closer to the creator and damn near kill himself and shit, but he found out another way, you know. And so, yeah, but what we're dealing with, you know, we're seeing these two go to battle, where you got China and all them, they got their false guys. They got the false Brahma, you know, over there, and you got the false Buddhists over there. You know, they're not doing nothing too tough, you know, but they're chilling. In Hellas, you're dealing with, you know, Russia. They got some stuff too. You know what I mean? So Hellas, that's Russia. They chilling right now too. Arabia is really Africa. They're chilling too, you know, because they know what's going on with us in the Amaru, you know. And so for order for us to get back, and we have to do our part instead of just saying it. This is what's going to bring us together. Your celebration is going to make you love your brother. I guarantee you, man. You're going to love your brother, man. You love your brother now. You think you really can't deal with him, because some of us is crazy, because we had a different level of elevation. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, Dr. Sabi was small when he started. Yeah, you know, we started making some money. He was on that shit. But yeah, celibacy will make you want to get with the right and exact versions of yourself. That's what celibacy do. And you won't objectify people. You still have your little love. You really have your love. Then your intimacy will come back. You'll chop it. If you're single, you can just, you know, you're single. Women like to see a man that's single and he's confident and strong. You know, she know he can't marry her, because he got to dabble around. Even if he's celibate, she'll respect that. She know that he's celibate, because why? He's the truth. When he showed his shit, oh man, she definitely on hers. She gonna be on that shit. She ain't letting nothing get inside her. And then, you know, of course, that makes her like women. You know, she becomes a little tomboy. But that's cool for them. You know what I mean? As far as for a man, we're totally about discipline. Everything with man, his whole existence, is discipline. That's how you get to the truth. When the math problem is so fucking hard, it takes you a fucking weeks to figure it out. It's just like your body. You have to go through different steps to get to a certain disciplinary level where you're becoming a master of yourself, what you know and understand. Got you, big dog. I got y'all. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know and understand, which is your divine culture. Your divine culture is to naturally master yourself. And that's what they don't want you to do. That's why they got so many obstacles in your face. And Most High, like letting these false gods war with each other, because they know already what America taking. That's Luamong adding in with you know, the false Satanists. You know what I'm saying? The Jew, what they call in the Bible, the synagogue of Satan, man. It says it's a false Jew. We're just the organic Hebrews, see? Niggas in America are just organic Hebrews. We don't have no doctrinated shit. Only when they got a nigga to bribe to do some shit to come to the hood, like they send false prophets all the time. Because we still ain't got no land where we can cultivate the corn. Shout out to We Know the Truth now. You know what I'm saying? And we can grow our gardens and whatever, man. Nothing that's showing us how to have agriculture, birth our own children, how to have a lotus birth, which is in the Bible. So I had to have these things in front of these organizations. You know what I'm saying? I had one on my own, but I'm saying in front of one, I had to have one in front of them. So that means I had to be foundated. So they were already prepared for it. They still on the nigga now, but they know already. They're studying, you know what I'm saying, all right, niggas trying to keep their babies. They already gonna send in the child protection, a doctor, and a nurse. They try to take your baby type shit. And they doing the whole little spirit swapping thing. They showed that in the movie The Eraser with Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? 1999. Niggas probably wasn't even born too tough around then. Too tough. Man, they was taking the babies away from the mama, taking them into a back room. He's drinking blood of the fucking, first thing he ever tastes is blood. They doing this to the baby in the hospital and shit, dude. So we already know, don't have no babies in there, man. It's more than just naming your baby a godly name. You gotta go ahead and be on point. So yeah, I had to go through that situation and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, yo, it was on. They was trying to be on it, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But Mosai was with a NAGA though. You know, but that's what establishing birthing schools, true birthing schools. At the time, midwifery was outlawed in Atlanta because they didn't want niggas to be having. They must be having babies and shit. They're like, oh, these niggas gonna be having babies and shit. You know what I'm saying? They was kind of against that. Because now you know the signs of having a baby, the confidence. You know, they don't want you to have the confidence of a woman, the woman to have the confidence to have a baby on her own or with her team or with her family and shit like that. They want you to be around strangers and knives and doctors with gloves and shit ready to take your baby. You can't even have it in your hand and shit. Should have had to go through this to get my baby back into the mama hand, to even put her in the hand, put him in the hand. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to. So that's what they are doing now. So this is why it's important. Celibacy is going to bring us together, G. We know in ourselves, I'm talking about ourselves, we know what we're supposed to do. But however, doing it, being the wisdom, the walking, you know what I'm saying? The walking, and which is the actual action that you must do in order to get to this understanding. That's what is required at this point. And so, you see Mosai doing what he's doing in the rest of the world. So anytime when that's happening, the true God in America, this is what Mosai said, we're going back all the way to the beginning. I know I got off of it. When the true God, it's like, yo, yeah, boom, 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 he just send out, you know what I'm saying, the angels, boom, 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 to surround all the false gods' camps and shit, because they shit's dirty, it's raggedy and shit. They've been around for some years, you know what I'm saying? They've been doing their thing. True God shit, nice, beautiful. You can eat off the fucking ground, you know what I'm saying? You know, in the spirit game, you know, it's really nice, glowing and shit. You know, and it has its resurrections levels all nice, so you can get everybody up off the earth plane. But it's like, yo, they send 1,200,000 million. That's a lot. That's like a billions on billions type of shit of angels, high rank and high grade, meaning that in high grade is like anything above 50, you're like gonna be likely to graduate off of the earth plane while you're gonna continue to cultivate your talents and your gifts that you got while in the S world, which is the spirit world, you know. So if you like making railroads and shit like that, if you code with design and shit, most likely gonna have you making etheric roads and shit. You know what I'm saying? Peace! You already know. Most likely gonna have you making spirit the roads in Etheria, because most high shit ain't never gonna be mapped all the way out. We just only gonna always have portions and shit. But while we're in the flesh, we're in the form of mathematics, which is division. So we're divided through corporate. When we dream of one another, we're there. That's us, man. Except when they put little visions and shit. But the real us, we're there. We cultivate that, we'll be able to build in the dream. But we got to be on a higher resurrection than the rest of the earth plane, because they use the machines and the antennas and everything to make sure you do not get above the 12th your top chakra, which is like your 12th note. You know, the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and the 5 minor ones. You know, when you get outside of that, you're able to play your tunes now, especially if you got natural, supernatural, organic, you know what I'm saying, gifts of tune and rhythms and shit. You cold at that point. Now you're dealing with frequencies and phasing in and out of existences and shit now. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with your own frequency, your supernatural frequency. We're dealing with our own organic heavens, because they get separate heaven on earth. Most High trying earth plane upon transition, because this is why they how they get on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Everything I'm saying right now is to get you to that second resurrection or more. You know what I'm saying? Even you trying, Most High make sure he sent true God to get them angels out. So what he basically, go back to that, he sent you know, true God around these mugs up. So when their little helpers, they notice, they like, damn, nigga, I thought you were talking to Luamong and all them niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I thought you was the the all I. You said you was gonna save us, just like in the scripture when they say, you know, that when you need help, you calling to me, I will be your rock and your savior. Nigga, them angels are saying the same thing in the spirit game. You know what I mean? Because Luamon, remember, he's powerful. He was able to separate from true God, and true God knew that shit. So spirit's still going to true God, building up. Motherfuckers is upset because of what transpired. Those angels in the heaven right now, definitely taking a vengeance. In the spirit plane or the God plane is where vengeance is taking place, is where vengeance is mine. Like, that's why you ain't got to really do too much. All we have to do is just cultivate and seek the kingdom of the Most High. And I know that sounds cliche, but basically the way to seek the kingdom of the Most High is through celibacy, semen retention. And every month you'll hit your light that grows out of Bethlehem from the womb. It'll get up to each chakra. You'll feel it. You'll feel it. You know what I'm saying? You'll never want to be low again. I promise you. You'll never ever in your life will ever want to be low on your life ever again. If you bust a nut, dude. I promise you. Oh man, I promise you. It's not even in your nature, because now you done discipline yourself. You know what I'm saying? But they got us to go opposite and, you know, to be to have self-gratification towards things, whether it's sex, eating, and even the control of another motherfucker. I had a motherfucker walk up to me. I knew he was gonna try to say something. This motherfucker just looked like he wanted to say something to me. He couldn't even control himself, but he wanted to tell me about something. About, you can't smoke right here. I'm smoking the joint and shit. I'm like, dude, you about to go lay down and shit on the ground. I could, man, leave me alone. Anyways, but this is what we're dealing with. That this spiritual tormenting is taking place. So now all these angels see that shit. These niggas done already got wrapped up. They getting wrapped up. All them little false little leaders and shit like that, false spirits is controlling them, doing them old wicked ass ceremonies and all that shit. Them niggas is getting rounded up by the spirits who believed it in them, idolized them, because we're dealing with cluster B personality, because after idolize, the value will come in and discard. So we're dealing with that type of shit. And so they already in a form of not around these false gods and lords with suffocating gases and foul fucking sounds, and, you know, just for a nice amount of time. This is what's going on right now. So we're just now seeing it in the flesh. It already went down. That's why they weren't able to spread the word through the sword too tough. Only a little bit, but not as much as they did. They only could do it through manipulation and a book. Because that sword spreading time, nah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm already knowing. So it is burned Baal and the 6-pointed star of David. And yeah, Baal was just him and Astro. They were cool like spirits and shit. They weren't cool like cool. They were cool with one another and shit. They weren't just like little idols. These niggas lived. They had hundreds of millions of angels that did their works and dirty deeds for them. And along with those angels, they even had the Jujas doing, which is jinn, doing their dirt, like hella dirt and shit, which is whatever they want. But now, when they try to get over to America, when they seen the land of all, and the land of all the pure faithers, these motherfuckers, man, it was obsessed. It's kind of like looking for Prester Juan when the Portuguese was sent out for 400 years searching for Prester Juan, you know, for all those years and shit. And we know the real Portuguese were them niggas, were them Moors. You know, they treated the Portuguese we see today kind of bad and shit. They kind of have a liking to niggas and shit that's from America. But the niggas they learned from horrific ass shit for some years. And those niggas were jealous of the niggas in America. Those Portuguese, the real Portuguese were niggas. They were jealous of them niggas, man, of us. And we just did nothing but be cool. It's kind of like the nigga that's just cool and you got a narcissistic motherfucker that's just jealous. So you're like, nigga, why'd you jealous? You handsome, dark, and motherfucking ripped up and everything, nigga. You know, it's like, damn, my bitch wants you, motherfucker. I should be jealous of your ass. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, but she like, nah, I don't want that crazy motherfucker. So this is what we're doing. Great separation is taking place. A lot of things is happening, man. Especially on that side of the world. We got a few faithists over there too. Abraham is the father of many nations. That's over there. You know, we have faithists on that side of the world that's waking up. Or we can say it's the tribe of Abraham. Ab meaning heart, Ra is the son, and Ham is the tribe of Hemet, the dark niggas. You know what I mean? You can say that. It's whatever way they want to say it, man. It's all kind of shit. You can say all kind of shit. But with us, the story they kept secret, yeah. Batama, Most High, true heaven, true God, sending out them shits to these motherfuckers, man. Like, yo, and rounding them up. And that's what's happening. It's like, yo, my baby's out. So they got little emissaries still here and there going through, but mothers trying to pick them off and shit real fast. You know, they of course, they trying to send mothers to their heavens, because the only thing they can do now is just manipulate you to get to their heaven or just fear you. And we see is damn near past tense, damn near now. But we seeing all these little footages and shit like that, that's like already happened. We're just reacting now. They already done did that shit. They've been doing it. They've been doing it on their land and shit too, you know. And really, their land was a part. We had some land over there too. That's why the Germans was helping niggas. The Germans knew about. They was with us. They fucked with us. You know, they weren't the bad Moors. They weren't the bad ones. They was actually cool with niggas. They weren't the bad Moors, man. They was like, yo, nigga, I like niggas. Niggas is very smart. So a lot of technology we see is in Germany and shit. A lot of those beautiful architectures, even with Italy. Beautiful castles, man. I mean, oh man, we fucked with them, you know. And then the Moors and all that. Later on, when they dealing with, you know, dealing with Islam, that's dealing with. When you're dealing with Islam, that's dealing with Jibril. So they had the dome, a certain dome, you know what I mean. But Luamong, he stole his inspiration from True God's the designs of the castles. He didn't have the domes like that. He did a couple domes, but he didn't really give a fuck about that. They knew how to build too. You know, they built houses. That's why they got the mortals to do their dirt. When they went to Africa and killed like millions of motherfuckers with Leopold, mortal. You know what I'm saying? Somebody signed off for that. You know what I mean? So whoever signed off for all them millions, man, them souls getting tortured in heavens over there now. It's running amok. Their heavens is running amok right now. And so our heavens is organized, and we're like, nigga, we ain't putting up with this shit. Organized to the point where in Mexico, shit's popping. Shit's going down. It's only a matter of time, because our side of the world, we're really all connected. All the way down to Chile, nigga, from Alaska to Chile. And they know it, P. Everybody look like us, nigga. And then the Muslims on our land now, they like, nigga, we actually like niggas. Fuck it, let's roll with these motherfuckers, man. Shit. Our girls like you. Our girls like you. Hey, let's do it, man. we gotta do something. Now y'all gotta acknowledge who we is and shit, man. Like, we the babies of these people, man. You know what I'm saying? We the babies of these mugs. Instead of the blackfish. You know what I'm saying? So we the babies, man. I appreciate you, big dog. I appreciate you. Yo, yeah, shit, man. We need to get you over here, man. I sent you a message, guy. You know what I'm saying? You one of the world's ambassadors, you know what I'm saying? You're ambassador world, big dog. So they know that. So our people are starting to see, man, people around the world. And so I appreciate everybody putting in the work, but our work right now is pretty much our kundalini, because we really can't run in the street and fight. You know, we can just continue doing us so we can be creative and continue to be bringing in inspiration from the all soul, you know. I'm an earth sign and I got a wind rising. So I'm an earth angel in your ass. I don't even like to say that shit. We all is though. But that's all we can pretty much do, and get our kundalinis up to a nice level, like all of us, and we'll feel it. The ones even from the other side of the world, my brothers in Iran, you know, that actually want to feel the all spirit, because they've been trained for generations too. So they look at Allah, which means the God, as the all spirit though. But as the age of information, they're breaking the shit down. So, you know, they're starting to see for their own self, you know, and they saying with us, like, man, you know, niggas is special, man. And they don't even hate nobody. It's like you get to a certain place in the world, like, you know, I said the Hawaiians don't hate people. But they know that niggas really do not hate nobody. So the Hawaiians must be niggas too. Don't hate nobody. If we hate you or don't like you, woo, you must have did something wrong, man. Because we'll forgive you, damn it, for everything. We're fine, man. It's like, if we don't forgive, we'll let that shit pester in us for forever. Especially if we get into the spirit realm. And that's the forever season. You know what I mean? You know? And they'll say it's the greatest trickster yet, or the greatest deceiver. It's a part of the names. Depending on the frequency, you know. But we can look at things as being in a good sense, you know, as in a good sense. because we know already what it was meant to do, as far as like for all the religions to divide the people up, not to pretend that it came from the all source, you know. But as far as us tapping into the all source on our own, which is just our heart, that's the only thing we can do. And everybody's gonna have a different connection with the Creator or the All Spirit. That's from the Atlas. Oh yeah. And the Tablet of Enki, I definitely had that. That was cool. The Tablet of Enki, the Sumerian god. I remember I read that mug on a bus. I was on that mug. I think I got that mug in like about 2 or 3 days, boy. I was on that mug. Reading the shit, like reading the hell out that mug and shit. Now I used to have a whole bunch of books, you know. But now, you know, I'm out in the world. I got to download from the Most High book. But yeah, I used to have a whole bunch of them, you know, with the family and shit growing up, you know what I mean? But I'm like at that stage of doing this for right now. It's when you don't see the man or dad for some seasons and shit, and then they come, that's me. That's the dad. What did he do? He did this. He's like Martin and shit. Went out there and got you know, did his thing. What did the guy say? Story, it says, hoping my kid's special needs so I can get to send you some donation. So I hope that you got, the donation is good with the heart. If you just got a good intent, it's gonna reach. We got the lava flow working in the world, and we're gonna turn on the lava from all the volcanoes and shit. So I'm gonna get the message in the ethers and shit, or in the earth where I'm sitting on the lava phone right now. Like, damn, nigga, is that real? Like, that should be real. But yeah, I hope that your children is the best for your children, actually, even with the special needs. All we do is give them the highest love, man, that we possibly can give. They're the future, regardless of whom or what. We don't want to, the children is the reason why we're teaching in the first place. It shouldn't even be no other reason, as far as like just with the child, because they're the ones that's going to continue on. You know, they knew this. That's how they was able to master us with a curriculum through school. It was crazy. Peace. What's happening? Stuka, what's happening? What's happening? Peace. It says, oh yeah, the tribe going in. You already know. And so, yeah, man, but Inky and the Lil, that story was something else. And then, you know, they was using the Copernicus model with that. And you see a lot of the Copernicus model gods coming in. You know, they kind of look at their Copernicus, which is like, you know, the space is a vacuum and all this different stuff. They'll tell you about its different frequencies of water and shit, even to the highest of light of water type. You just won't even be able to observe with these lenses of what we call eyes and shit. You know what I'm saying? But the highest etheric angels will, you know, reveal its existence through lenses that they create. That's how we get the technology. It's like, nigga, how did niggas learn that? Nigga, we was connected with our Etherian angels. They traveling the fucking universe. They helping us with technology and shit, showing us where to mine and how to get this and how to hook this type of shit up with that, you know? How old were you when you met your first, he says your first boyfriend. My first boyfriend. I met a first friend. My first friend that was my best friend, I was in Mississippi. His name was opposite of mine, so we was cool, but I had to leave Mississippi. And then I went up north. Then my next best friend was a cool ass dude named Willis. He ended up dying. He got killed, murdered. You know, growing up in. At the same time, he looking out for me. He was looking out for me as I was going through the hood, because there was a lot of shit popping off. A lot of my friends was murdered, took into jail, and all of that stuff. So Most High gave me the download to learn how to eat right and exact, learn how to be celibate, you know. And you know, and because I was getting a lot of bitches, a lot of bitches. I was one of them type of mugs, you know what I'm saying, that to get a lot of bitches. And we say bitches because niggas was already saying that. You know, we always related stuff to animals. Like my dad's brothers and all them named duck, pig, dog. You know what I'm saying? We all named all that type of shit. You see, the so-called native names is after animals too. So we was already doing that type of shit. But anyhow, I know I'm saying something about being native names. I don't even know. I got off of True God chopping it up though, but True God, most I like, hey, get back onto the True God, man, on our land. So anyhow though, oh yeah, I was getting bitches and stuff. So we called our female bitches in the good sense, like, because they were strong and dominant, and they never get. Here must come talking about, you know, building. I mean, thinking and shit. The niggas just mean Kundalini spiritual energy and shit, that you just learn to control and keep it going in this right cosmic orbit through breathing exercises and not releasing the light, having orgasms and shit. So we would already learn. We already knew this, but now it's getting remixed back into the game. The mound building culture. Peace. He said, I'm sorry. He said, Wills. Where are you? Wilson. I can just laugh because I know the cluster B personality, gaslighting and projection. You're probably drawing up and shit. You see them muscles and shit. Like, huh. Hey, when I do that, you probably got a little moist, huh? Like, I ain't no man get moist. You didn't get moist? The butthole got moist probably now. Gaslighting and projecting, boy. You gotta feel bad when you gotta be that low. You know what I'm saying, bro? Yeah, we 7 years in going on the celibacy and shit. I don't know too many men who can go a week, let alone half a day. I don't think that bro who just gaslighted. I don't think that's a man. You know, I don't even call men no more. They just males. You're a man if you can control your sexual energy, your urgency, your meals, eating and shit. With all this shit out, with all this shit, can you control your eating? You can't do that. I don't even call you a man no more. You ain't even a man. You know what I'm saying? Can you even get a bitch without no money? You know what I'm saying? A real man can get a bitch without no money. You know, tapping into her nature of caregiving. You ain't gotta leech off a woman. Woman already knows she's getting that fair response and shit. That's how we learning these things around these parts. That's what we doing. So when we get to a certain level, you get to a certain stature of age, you still can pull a woman half your age plus 5. You know what I mean? So if like me, half my age plus 5 will be, and I know I can go younger, half my age will be about 24, so about 23 or something like that. Plus 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 20, about 28-year-old. I probably look like I'm about 28. But I had to show the whites up in there. They ain't gray, they white. You gotta know the difference between gray and white. You know what I'm saying? A stressed motherfucker and a light motherfucker. It's different. So anyhow though, man. So what False God and them doing now, man, pretty much, they just they turning on each other and shit. So all we gotta do is like, yo, stay back. And if to all the people who's in Iran and anywhere that's dealing with this, man, we sharing our love to you and just ask you to tune in to the Most High. Take the time of Ramadan right now to tune in and fast to the Most High. Even if you have to spend a season in atmosphere, you know, the false gods there, they realign you to the Most High anyways, because that's what they're supposed to do. And this happens on all the worlds, on a lot of them. The Most High right there. It goes on in a lot of worlds. So, you know, whether you want to start right now while you're in the flesh, or you want to until you transition, you know, these false gods got a lot of things they do that they require of you in order to get their attention. Highly narcissistic, sociopathic energies, man. Also borderline personality, highly sexual energies, where they use mortals for a lot of, you know, sacrificial, you know, sacrificial satisfaction. And there's not really nothing, you can't be satisfied off of pleasure. Only true happiness can get you satisfaction. So in order to get you happiness, you have to cultivate your kundalini. And it's a very important energy, because without cultivating and learning it, its cosmic spin will detour you off your natural, organic, cosmic path. You won't even tap in. So we trying to tap in. You would just be talking and shit. You know what I mean? You won't be doing no more. It's like, So we don't want to be just talking no more, man. We in a season where like, yo, man, you know, you see what's popping. Motherfuckers trying to block the UVs. Most High like, nigga, I'm gonna open it up. Keep you some UVs and shit. You know what I mean? We could take it, gave us a melanin molecule, absorbed. A lot of us around the world that's got melanin molecules and shit. All the natural ones, and the ones who even activated, who are so-called a little less recessive, they will say. Shit, the mugs is coming out a little orangey. You know what I'm saying? Little peachy looking and shit. Like, oh shit, that's some active melanin up in that motherfucker and shit. You ain't even had to get no, you ain't had no pussy in your mouth. No black pussy on your face. Yeah. We're talking all different now and shit. You got some soul in that melanin. You got a little bop to you now. You know what I'm saying? That's what melanin is, to get you connected to the all spirit. It's like the all spirit, you know? It's not like, you know, even though we're in division, we're still with that all soul. That's why we like music and shit. You know what I mean? Like, Most High gave us the gift of music to unite us. You know, we was already playing music in America. We had brass instruments and shit, man. Brass. You understand what brass is? Trumpets. You see how trumpets, fucking saxophones? The saxophone is so sophisticated looking, you don't even know what to do with it. You pick that bitch up. You be like, what the hell is this? Is this a weapon? Like, no, man, it's an instrument. Come here. I can turn it into a weapon though when I play this note. Oh, shit. Yeah, look. Just imagine we had weapons like that and shit. That nigga made a trumpet weapon. All that nigga had to do was just sit there and play a tone. And that nigga, everybody just started falling out and shit. Damn, nigga. Motherfucker had a microphone and shit and just started talking through that motherfucker with copper and shit. Everybody just started falling out, nigga. What the fuck kind of weapon this nigga got? Motherfucker, nah, okay. Y'all see, I'm thinking now, like, hey, we probably can do this shit. He has an inspiration. Motherfucker, like, get to making some instruments that are weapons and shit. When you play them, anybody's weak and wicked that can't get in tune with the Most High, they just fall out. They don't just sit there trying to tune and try to get on beat and shit. The motherfuckers like, I can't fuck with it. I'm shit. Like, niggas is too sophisticated, motherfucker. We're just too sophisticated, nigga. Sit back. Let us go ahead and do what we do, man. Creating motherfucking spacecrafts and shit like that, so we can travel to worlds and shit like we supposed to, instead of just being in our own little 196,940,000 square miles and shit, because these old crazy motherfuckers want to be in here with us. Like, damn, nigga, at this stage, man, well, now we here in the Ark of Cosmon, basically, where all this is mixing in together. Now the shit's gonna be open a little bit. We open the dome up. Now we can go to other worlds and meet some of our other knockers and shit that's out there doing their thing. Let me hear your music and shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me hear this. Because, you know, that's how you know the Most High is connected. Because when you get out, and our etheric brothers, they travel Etherian, nigga. And they meet other Etherians that they never met before. It's just like being in Star Trek. Like, you meet other life forms that you ain't never met before. How in the fuck does you know to get up off your planet to get into that? Most High, nigga. Most High got your ass up off the planet. And so they'll learn that's how Most High is real. Like, nigga, because you did the same shit I had to do in order to get off the world. You can't just, nobody's not picking you up off of the world. Unless you already then transitioning into dying and you living in one of those heavens that Most High had to protect you in one of those that's on that earth plane or on that world or whatnot. Or just moving you from one world to the next, like, you know, hey man, get you up out of here. We're resetting this world. We're terraforming it. It's fucked up. It's gonna be the end. I put you over here now. Type shit. That's pretty much how it's going down. So yeah, man, we got to get back. We're gonna get back into that. Man, we ain't got time to be sitting there doing dumb shit. You know, dumb shit, man. I'm talking about, man. These people, we got so low. They done desensitized us. We was already desensitized. We already been through some shit. You know, we already seen what they done did to us. Books that they done took pictures and shit. They sent in postcards of cross national seas and international seas of just hangings and lynchings and shit of niggas. You know what I'm saying? We like, damn shit. The fuck? So, yeah, the time's up now. So everybody's like, hey man, we want to get to traveling the worlds, man. We're talking to other cultures and shit. We know what's going on here, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we're pretty much getting to. But we got to handle all these motherfuckers that's in here that ain't gotten to all the councils, which is, you know, already been predicted in the Emerald Tablets. You know, how they do the whole little spell they did on people, necromancy. If you low on vibration, that's how they get you. Once you start getting low, like eating your cattle and shit like that, a little longer than what you're supposed to, then yeah, you're gonna get your justice off of that. You're not supposed to be eating your cattle. You know, I mean, they do it, but people, you're not really supposed to be doing that. You know what I mean? The cow is a sacred animal. It eats the grass. It'll chill with you. Y'all vibe, man. That motherfucker's cool. It knows. It's very smart. You know, but that's what happened. And once we get off of that, things will start getting a little bit more better for us. You know what I'm saying? And we get to getting back to agriculture again, playing in the dirt. You celibate and you playing in the dirt, man. You're not sitting there thinking about sex with a low vibratorial creature or being, you know what I'm saying? Because you'll notice that when you're dealing with certain people, all they have is sex to offer at this point. And it's like you can get tired of sex, because if you're in a borderline state, you know, you can fuck a mug, you don't even want to fuck her no more. You probably don't even care if you fuck somebody no more, because you may done healed up enough to be like, man, I don't even care. I don't even have an abandonment issue about this mother. I don't even care about none of that. You know, you get to a certain level, you know? So you realize the sex, man, is really to a point. You want to have it with your wives, whoever you get with, you know what I mean? You'll know their sexual level, you know? Like, I like tomboys like me, I like tomboys. They don't like a lot of extra men, shit, you know what I mean? So they feel that they got enough discipline. They just maybe have an oral fixation, but they just feel they got enough discipline that, you know, hey, shit, they deserve a man who is like, you know, strong enough, and that's like, they love strong men too, you know what I'm saying? That's strong enough to able to deal with a woman, and they'll get more women for you and shit, you know what I mean? If you like that. But if you got to go out and try to get women and do all that shit, man, you haven't even mastered no divine feminine energy. You're an attractor. You pull women. You pull bitches, basically. She is divine masculine. She go get other bitches that are in their divine masculine energy that will share you, because you're a divine feminine. You know what I'm saying? You like how you and your homies will share a bitch and shit. You know what I mean? Like banging her or whatever. That's kind of like that. But in the spirit game, this is really what it is. She's just in her masculine energy, and y'all is in the feminine energy, submitting to her in her masculine energy. But none of y'all is in y'all divinity, because none of y'all have mastered knowing and understanding yourselves or your kundalinis, the inner breath, the inner cosmic orbit. Remember, they taught us how to breathe wrong at the beginning. The doctor sat there and put the scissors in the dad hand like, nigga, cut the cord. Like, what? Huh? Baby all quiet, like, cut the cord, boom. Baby like, oh shit, what the heck? Lungs start burning. They're breathing the wrong way. Right then, they taking in oxygen the wrong way. That right there reverses your motherfucking kundalini. Right there, nigga, they trying to tell you gay right then. Then they gonna take the baby away from you and shit. Go into the room, do the ritual and shit, come back, they go to the baby. You ain't know they just did something to your baby and shit. You got witches and warlocks in the motherfucking hospital. Now you can't see your baby shit behind the glass. He, whoever. Can't be having babies around these motherfuckers, man. I'm giving you that. That's the first lesson. As niggas, y'all should listen to us about that shit. Because we already know. But if you got true people that'll help you, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing wrong. It happens at times. Most High grace to be on you. But at a time where we're at this time, this is a wartime, spirit war. Oh man, gee, it's on. Because it's on with the food. It's on, you know, with us, they be like, damn, but some of the African people with us, they say, I don't know how niggas could do whatever. It's like, you know, you gotta understand, it was just us and them. We had to send our babies to school or they would come and get our babies. And along with that, the motherfuckers was on the, we had milk cartons on all our milk cartons. We're seeing missing kids every day growing the fuck up. Like, oh shit, damn, we ain't even made fucking 10 years old. This is what we faced with. Walking down the street, then we got motherfuckers selling dope, just coming into the hood. We don't know what the fuck. That's opium that they done allowed in. False gods allow that in. That's how they take over. They allow opium to come in and they take over the land and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever dope they do. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they use. We had to deal with that. That's another strike. You know what I'm saying? Some of our parents ain't there to chastise us. We have to deal with people who actually have love and volunteered to be in the hood with us, through certain boys and girls club that won't even pay them, certain hood programs that won't even pay these people. These people had to do this shit for the love of their heart, man. To help save us, man. That's how fucked up we was, man. You know, and at the same time, you're dealing, and I had a friend that was missing too when I was growing up. When we first seen him, he was missing, but he was ran away and shit, you know what I'm saying? But some kids ran away, you know? They was getting treated at home. Some white kids was getting treated at home so bad by their dad, they ran away, man. My parents weren't even, man, they was there, but shit, I still didn't run away. They tell you like, nigga, don't run away. Nobody wants your ass. But all the white kids, the other white parents, they liked me and shit. Oh, he's so good of a kid. But nah, anyways though, you know, but yeah, a lot of shit happens, man. Then some of us was just tanking. You just never know them no more. You had to go with that. There's a lot of shit going on in America that we had to deal with, man. You know, subliminal messages on the song, how they switch the frequencies and shit. We had to deal with this. They introducing music to us to make it seem like it's describing the ghetto, but no, you're just glorifying fucking drugs and dopes and cuss words. You say cuss words, man. We like 7 years old cussing each other out and shit. Shut the fuck up, motherfucker. We're talking like that to one another, man. We had to go through a lot of things, you know, to even get to this point. So that my generation that got to this point, which they already predicted in, you know, in astrology and they seen in the skies and stuff like that, you know, that is through the Saturn rotation, that it's going to be, because that's a far out planet, you know, we're just going off the top, basically, Saturn and Jupiter. Like, yo, man, it's going to be a generation that's going to be born, man, and they're going to be kind of rebellish, and they're going to be kind of fed up with what's going on and shit. They're going to start, you know, tapping into the source. And that's kind of like what niggas is doing. You know, without the help, without Louis among false God and Jabril, you know what I'm saying? None of them. Because they never stood in our kingdom. Once we have a full Islamic culture kingdom. Louis among shit ain't going to even last, which is the Hebrew Israelites and shit. That's not even going to last. Because it was given to them as a charter. You know why? That's not gonna last. More science simple. Not gonna last. Ain't none of that shit gonna last. That all came from Turkey anyways, man. Ottoman Empire, whatever they want to call. Ain't none of that gonna last. in Guatemala or America. All three of them. All three Americas. North, Central, and South. So, yeah, man. That's what's happening. You know, scripts say, rejoice. And we hear rumors of wars and all that. That's not yet, but it's gonna have, shit's about to go down. So thank y'all for joining in, man. I'm about to get ready to hop up off here. I got some UVs in me. Gonna sit back while I do some editing, just chilling, you know. But yeah, cultivating our happiness, man, that's gonna lower their notes that we need in this world. And hence, we being our energy, or so-called, you could say Empress energy in the tarot, but we're being our attracting energy. And we'll start doing things for one another. Like, it's nothing, you know what I'm saying? We got our builder, our bro, he's cold with framing. Next thing you know, we attract 10 other framers. But guess what we all got in common? We working out, we eating right and exact, and we semen retaining too. So you know our attraction level's on point, and we ain't fucking with the bullshit. Then you got bro cold with plumbing. The plumbing brother gonna show us how to do all that, run the pipes up under the ground, and guess what we all got in common? We working out, we eating right because we can eat together, and we semen retaining together. We celebrate, we repent together. We actually can talk to one another. We can actually vent to one another. We're not gonna be unequally yoked. Same thing with the sisters and shit, with the birthing. It's gonna trigger them to wanna have birthing schools with them. We're all gonna link up. It's gonna be on our lands, G. It's happening. We just have to do this work right here. You know what I'm saying? We got the brothers doing the HVACs, gonna show us that. We got brothers who know how to do engines before you know it, because if we don't be bothered for 5, 10 years, man, I guarantee you we're gonna be building shit so cold. It's gonna be so cold. Like, we'll be a part of projects, you know what I'm saying, without discrimination. The future will be great, you know what I mean? Especially on our land that is out there. And you know what we're talking about when I say out there. And no matter where you're at, you kind of know what out there means, you know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of visions is gonna come to that land right there. The ancestors calling us, you know, it's calling us on that land. And so, it's calling us for that, for them purposes. So we can cultivate. We have our agriculture, we got our individuals who know how to work the soil real good, irrigate the soil, know the science of where we need to plant at, put our trees there, because trees, ain't none of that shit expensive. Ain't none of that shit expensive. Once you get the shit in the ground, boom, pop it. Love start coming. You cultivating your kundalini, you're working out, you won't be thinking about sex, I guarantee you, man. We'll be separate from women too, they'll be on the same land. We could be separate. We come together doing our parties, our congregations, boom, we'll separate. They got the kids, boom, boom, boom. Us, we learning doing what we do. We're on the land though. This is not a punishment. This is actually gonna elevate us and shit. Because we're strong enough to let our women be by themselves. We know our women are strong. They got to be by themselves at times. And that helps us to be strong, because I don't want no man all up under their ass all the time. They kind of want to wonder about you. You got to kind of be a mystery a little bit to them. So us doing our thing and cultivating our talents and shit that we got, that we have, and we not all up under them and shit, is showing them that, yeah, man, he's his own foundation. That keeps them revolving around you. If you're the, I mean, and she's your so-called planets, you know, or the planet or that you plant your seeds in, whether it's mental seeds, emotional, or children, you know what I'm saying? It's who you chose to plant that understanding in. You being the father to her, you fatten her, father, you fatten her with the truth of your culture, which is your divine way of living, which is I, God. This is who you is. So disciplining your thoughts and ways and actions is what gets you to this status. You ain't got to worry about sitting in the Senate nowhere. We don't have our own Senate like the which you can't really see it too tough, but you got the old make head, but we got Poverty Point right there. That's where they get the Senate set up at. You know what I mean? We had this happen. Wow, man. You know what I mean? We already knew we was already part of the land. So that's what's gonna happen and shit. And then us exploring our land, finding things. Once it's opened up, all that's gonna open up to us. Our whole life is going to be exploring our own land, the history, being our own agriculture, being agriculturalists on our own land, being that they didn't even get a chance to look at all of this. We'll be able to tap in. Our kundalini to be up high enough in order for us to tap in all the way. Making music, got the singing bowls and shit like that, you know, chilling, yo, chilling. Bathing in the waters they got out there, man, so much shit, you know. Telling. So yeah, with that being said, I love y'all. Let them wars pop off, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what's, the false gods is going against each other, because we already predicted that's what's going to happen. True God got the angels already surrounding them motherfuckers, so they ain't going to be able to escape, you know what I'm saying? High-ranking gods, high-ranking angels, lords and gods, you know what I'm saying? That's their status, that's their titles. We ain't even got the Ethereans in the game. They can't fuck with the Ethereans. The Ethereans is so cold, they gotta let shit happen to see if they little niggas is cold or not. You know what I'm saying? That's how cold the Ethereans is. Ethereum's put in so much work, it's kind of like AWACS off Men's Society. Like, nigga, that nigga put in so much work, he kind of like let the little niggas do the shit now. Like, man, I gotta let you do it. That's what Ethereum do for us. You know what I mean? So, see if we can tap in. It's like, if we gonna catch on, like, oh, we gotta repent. You know what I mean? We've been up under this rule. We got this Kundalini energy. We can't be giving our sex. We was different. We're not thirst, man. You know, our men, they started to say we were like, aggressive. Some Africans say that about us, but it's not really that. We know that we're very calm. But they try to say that they're calm and we're aggressive. But it's not that way. Even if we've been up under these other motherfuckers, we still are a little bit more, we are more disciplined even in our exile from our own heavenly kingdom. We're getting back into the kingdom, G, and bringing it back down on earth, right? Knowledge, that's the kingdom, the wise dome. And today being power, you know what I'm saying? Power is the energy, force, and magnetism, which is the truth. You know what I mean? The truth is what is and is always will be. And sometimes the truth is hidden. It's a long mathematical equation, but in order to get to it, you have to use refinement. Refinement is removing anything that's trash or filthy. You're gonna do this for forever, always. It's an ongoing process of refinement. It's always proven true at no limit of time, no matter how high you get. You're gonna remove some type of trash. You're gonna refine, you're gonna sweep your floor, you're gonna do something. You know what I'm saying? Your body do it all day, so that's a sign of the Most High for forever life. And the butterfly is another sign for transition. You know what I'm saying? I got a butterfly I'm watching right now turn into a cocoon. And it turned into a cocoon. I was like, ain't that something? Right before my face. Most High chopping it up with it now. Alright, so yeah, let them false gods do what they do. It's what we gotta do. I love y'all. Make sure you get your workout in. You know what I'm saying? You know, we shining. You know how it is, man. We drawing mothers up, man. We don't have no abandonment issues. You know, women, they attract to you. You don't own them, alright? You know what I mean? We ain't gotta be so motherfucking that damn insecure where they can't cover it, they cover it. We don't own them, nigga. Let them have a choice, like a cat, to come up to you ass. Alright? You don't force them to do shit to you. I love you. I'll build you in the next one. Peace.